All right, boys, little break on the podcast, but we're back with a big episode. Before we get into it, you guys know we have been firing on Prize Picks like crazy. I've fired on so many different apps, and trust me, Prize Picks is by far the best. Instead of choosing teams, you're choosing individual players. Each player has a set projection, and you either go more or less than that set projection. So, if you know sports, and if you know what players are going to perform on what nights, trust me, download the Prize Picks app. This is the app for you. And boys, on the first time, use code NELK. This is a first-time code for first-time users, and it's a 100% deposit bonus. So use code NELK, take advantage of that code. That's for you, boys. And trust me, everyone's been blowing me up about Prize Picks. It's literally exploding because it's such a awesome app. It's so fun, so different. I personally love it. I wouldn't even tell you boys about it. Download the Prize Picks app, use code NELK. Let's get into the pod. Good. What's up, Nicole?
Hi.
How are you?
How skinny is he?
Really skinny.
Because he's disciplined.
The what?
What? All right, let's go. You missed Steiny or what?
I sent you random texts.
Hopefully.
Before midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a random one that was like, I think we're best friends now. And I'm like, yeah, I think you just texted the wrong person. I haven't talked to you in like 4 months.
All right, boys, we're back. Another Full Send podcast episode. We took a little break. We're going to have Dana back on the pod. Dana's just like, it's kind of like when we do like an internal episode too. Like Dana's just pretty much one of the boys at this point. It's pretty crazy to be able to call him an actual friend.
Yeah. How many days a week do you think you talk to him?
It could be like we don't talk for like a week and then we talk like every day, or we're texting about something or FaceTiming about. It's just like any other friend.
But
honestly.
is it like random? Because you don't do too many like checkups on me and yo, how have you been? How you doing? Do you guys have that relationship?
Yeah, I check up on him a lot.
That's yeah. See,
A lot.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He does the same for you.
I check up on you.
Only if you've seen some crazy shit that I got into.
Nah.
No, there's never like a random phone call or like a text. Like you wouldn't send me like a
'cause
happy
if-
Thanksgiving text.
I don't think you'd send me one either.
Yeah, I would.
Happy Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, it's because like if I see you on social media, I know what you're doing.
Oh,
But if you go quiet, I also just know like you're on a bendy. And
Yeah,
it's just
I
like I don't want to bother you when you're in that bendy mode.
yeah, no.
There's nothing
don't.
to really check up. Like last time I didn't
Don't
see
check up on me because you already know where my mental state's
you. Exactly. Last time I didn't see you for like a week or two or some shit. I knew you were in New York just getting absolutely after it. So I
Yeah,
was
that was the scariest week of my life. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty bad. But speaking of New York, you just attended UFC. Who'd you take?
I took OT Megan
OT Megan?
and Gabe.
Oh, you and then you met Trump and
Trump
some-
Trump
you
was there. He
saw him
came up to
again?
me, dabbed me up.
did
said,
you
"Love what you're
introduce
doing."
your date to him?
No, I didn't actually. You can't introduce your girl to Trump.
What's that like when Trump looks back at you, shakes your hand, and you have like your date? Or I don't know what are you guys dating or
No,
okay,
just friends.
but like, what's her immediate reaction when she sees that?
I
Because
mean,
that's
it's
a pretty big
sau-
flex.
It's pretty sauce. It's pretty sauce. Tucker Carlson came up, threw in a little zin with him.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was dope. He's such a beauty.
He takes level 6s, right?
Yeah. I'm on the 6 bombers too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Do you,
The 3s just don't.
yeah,
But even the 3s is just like,
it's like a different form of a pick me up. I feel like
it's so nice though.
it wakes me up.
It's not even for the head rush. It's just like the feeling of just having an upper deck just in your fucking lip.
Yeah,
And it just like slightly burns your lip a little bit. It just feels so comfortable.
I know. I need
It
one
feels
right
so
now.
fucking right to have a Zin upper deck, especially after a few drinks. Like, you know, when you're at the send and you're just like, you're buzzing, you're like, all right, I've had a few too many. It's like, it's time to throw in a nice Zin. Just milk one for like
Yeah, I
another
mean,
30
usually
minutes.
if that's the case, I'm thinking of something else. But yeah,
I'm thinking of a nice Zin.
no, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if I could hang out with any like,
I feel like you're trying to expose me there for the OT shit.
what do you mean, bro?
Just
You-
sneak up on me with that one, eh?
No, I mean that's a pretty big opportunity. Ringside.
Yeah.
You could take
You
any
took her out a few times, right?
like
How
casual
many?
shit
How many?
twice, but it was
no,
like
more.
3. But it was like casual, like yo, going to the club, come with. It wasn't like yo, going to sit ringside. President's gonna be there, gonna dap up Tucker Carlson.
I actually didn't know
meet
Trump
Dana
was going to
White.
be there too.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was
I
surprised at
didn't
how
know.
many
I
people
found out on
attended.
the way there. And then I told her, I said, yo, by the way, Trump's going to be there.
There was a lot of people there.
Kid Rock. It was like the Avengers walking out. We should talk to Dana about that. But
Yeah, no, that was. Well, I'm happy for you, bro. I don't know, like, I'm sure she's hitting you up, blowing you up. OT. I'm sorry, I friend zoned you. I don't know. Are you guys just friends or?
yeah, we're just friends.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get Dana in here. Yeah.
What's up, gang?
What's up?
Where we at, big guy? Where we at?
We're doing good. We are 238 today.
238. All right. Let's see how much this guy likes money. So
I know.
far, so good.
Why? Where does he have to get to?
Got big cash on the line right now. To lose some fucking weight.
But how
Cash doesn't motivate you. What will?
how is that fair?
How is what there?
Like he's not disciplined. He's got a little cheat code. Is it the same thing?
Say that again. He's not
Well,
disciplined.
he's on the shot.
Okay.
So don't you think that's like a little unfair?
Yeah, it's very unfair, but he's still not fucking making the weight, even though he's on the shot.
Don't you think that's ridiculous?
I
then?
think he needs more motivation.
don't up the
Some
stakes.
people are motivated in different ways.
Tell us about the bet.
So I made a bet with him to lose weight. I couldn't believe when we did the power slap thing that he was 300 fucking pounds. It's just the guy doesn't look 300 pounds. So
You thought the scale was broken.
so I made a bet with him for 10 G's, right? That he could get down to 15 G's, that he would get down, 25 pounds. Boom, he hit it. He did it. But that first 25, when you're 5'6", 300 pounds, is easy to fucking lose. So he does it. Then we make another bet to get him to the next level. And the day's coming up because I'm supposed to see him in New York. And he starts blowing my assistant up saying he's not going to make the weight. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean he's not going to make the weight? This is bullshit. So we get him on the phone. So we readjusted the bet to the December show. When he shows up here in December, you have to weigh what? 230, and you get what? So if he weighs 230 pounds, he gets another 15,000. So he's upped his fucking salary by $30,000 this year if he can fucking make it. Then once we hit that, then we'll make another goal.
Holy fuck.
Why are you
It's-
giving this guy so much money?
I didn't give him any money. I gave him 15,000. I tried to give him another 15,000 and he refused it. So we're going again.
How much do you have to go?
You know why I'm doing it? Because I like him.
No, I know.
He's a nice kid and I like him and I want him to be able to do this. And some people are motivated by different things. And I thought money would motivate him and I was wrong. So we're going to give it another shot. And if
Food
that doesn't
motivates
work,
him. Food motivates him, unfortunately. That's the problem.
well, unfortunately, food motivates all of us.
yeah.
You know what I mean? The difference in some people is you have to have this ability to fight with yourself. You know, you ever hear Joe Rogan talk about the inner bitch that fucking tries to, fuck with you?
Yeah.
Everybody has it. You just have to fucking, you have to have the mental toughness to get through this stuff. I just did this fucking 86-hour fast.
Yeah, what made you decide to do that? Like how did that come
I saw
about?
this thing online with this doctor from Boston. He was saying, and there's clinical studies. They've done studies on this thing. They've done it on animals and humans. But if you do this water fast for 7 days, basically when you put your body through adversity, right? Different types of adversity, like cold plunging, for instance. You stay in there for 3 minutes at 50 degrees. Your body thinks you're dying and your liver releases that shock protein, right? Which is really good for you. When you do this water fast, your body starts fighting to try to stay alive when you do stuff like this to it. So apparently it sheds all the bad dead cells and regenerates all these new cells to fight starvation or whatever the body thinks is happening. How does that not make sense?
It's crazy.
It's fucking awesome, man, is what it is. And there's over a 70% chance that when you do this, you don't get Alzheimer's disease or fucking cancer and a bunch of other nasty shit. So if I talked to Gary Brecka, I run everything by this guy. So Brecka said it's absolutely true. It absolutely works, but you don't have to do 7 full days. Do 72 hours and told me all these things to do. I'm telling you, I felt incredible, man. I felt
While you
like
were doing it, you felt incredible?
yeah. And
How?
I worked all day, every day like I do, and worked out every day like I do.
Really?
Yeah. My last day of the fucking, I could have gone longer. I could have done fucking 7 days. I felt so good.
Okay, so what were the urges like to
You
fight?
didn't get
to
hungry
eat,
at
though?
all?
So the urges are this. When you start getting into like 48 hours, 50 hours, you're not hungry.
Okay.
But you're thinking about fucking food. When you think about our life, everywhere we look and everything we do, turn on the TV and try to watch a fucking football game. It's fucking pizza and, fast food restaurants and all this fucking shit that's just beating you over the head subliminally. And then you start walking around your house and you look at the shit that you got in your house and you're not hungry. You're bored and you're walking around snacking and,
Right.
So I love doing stuff that tests your will like that. I love it. So Gary tells me to do it twice a year. I'm going to do it twice a year. Fucking everybody's doing it. Everybody here at UFC is doing it. Skip did it first. You saw how ripped Skip got after 3 days. It rips you to fucking shreds.
So do you
Which is great, but really what benefit is internally. You know what I mean? But I say this all the time. It's like with the blood work with Gary. When everything's right inside, everything looks good on the outside too.
Do you put that weight back on after, or does
I'm
it
still at 192.
What were you before?
After the fast, I was 192.
Do you know you were before the fast?
Yeah, I was like, see, I'm still, but my buddies that did it lost 10 pounds. I only lost like 5 or 6. And I did it coming straight out of New York. And I ain't gonna lie, I ate a couple of bad things in New York.
Yeah.
But want to hear something fucking crazy? So when you hear me talk about the Gary Brecka thing all the time, and all the things that cleared up, no more meds, all the shit, and I stopped snoring, no sleep apnea. So apparently, we went to an Italian restaurant one night. And I said, fucking, I'm going to try a little bit of this pasta. I ate a couple of the different pastas and just a few bites, snoring like a fucking beast that night. Snored like a savage. How fucking crazy is that?
Pasta's so fucking
This
good,
food,
though.
man. This food over here, just the food over here is.
So you will still muck some pasta once in a while?
No, but I did in New York. I did in New York. We had
That's
a big
my
fucking
weakness.
night out with everybody, and we went to this Italian restaurant. And normally I'm good. I'll get the steak or whatever. I said, a couple bites won't kill me. Wrong answer.
That's crazy.
What have you guys been up to?
What have we been up to?
Well, now I'm
I mean,
fucking
we just been
pissed.
on the road for like 2 months.
I know you guys are beasts. And congrats to you, Kyle. Kicking
Yeah,
fucking
I'm
ass,
trying.
man.
Well, you inspired us all
You're
to
that
start
dude,
going.
man. You're that dude. When you set your mind to it, listen, when you see successful people, there's a pattern. There's an absolute pattern. And not saying you're not successful. I'm just saying. But when you see successful people, there's a pattern. When you set your mind to do something, you do it. Yep.
I think it's so big too for us because all the business combos we have too. And
Mhm.
we have that exact demo too. Like if I'm a role model, I think with all the business going into, everyone wants to be healthy now post COVID obviously too. So
Yep.
I think obviously all the obvious benefits aside from getting healthy and getting in shape and just feeling good, I think for the next 5 years of my career, whatever I do, I think being healthy, being in shape for all the businesses that we want to launch is so
How much
so
more energy
beneficial.
do you have? How much more clarity do you have now?
100%.
And and you're a young dude. You could have fucked around for another 10 years.
Yeah.
I am not a young dude, and it's completely changed my life over the last 2 years. I'm way more productive than I was 2 years ago. I'm on a whole nother fucking level. Like I'm 30 again.
And you're just addicted to it, right?
Addicted to it. I'm I'm all in. I do the superhuman every day. I travel with a fucking cold plunge now. My room in New York has a cold plunge in it now. I'm getting all these hotels that I stay at to build a cold plunge there, and I'll stay there every time I go. I'm so fucking loony on this shit right now.
How many people are hitting you up, telling you that you're inspiring them?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are doing it. What everybody's hitting me up is saying, introduce me to fucking Gary Brecka. That's what everybody's hitting me up saying. I'm literally 10, 15 a day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, people aren't, listen, if a 54-year-old dude who was all fucked up and had all these problems, I think a lot of people, and I was the same way, I think that a lot of people keep that shit to themselves. I mean, look how tight I am with you guys. You guys never knew how fucked up I was. You never heard me walking around going, oh, I'm fucked up. My legs, my this, my that. I sleep apnea. You're a man.
Yeah.
You don't talk about that shit. You fucking deal with it and you go and you do your thing. And then once I came out and started saying, yeah, this is what was wrong with me, other dudes were like, holy shit, yeah, I have that too. And I thought it was just, part of life.
What made you hit that breaking point?
I didn't hit a breaking point. Carrie
He approached
Kaysen,
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
she's
right.
she's like, Kyle, 2 years ago, if you told this to me, the minute you walked away, I'd be like, that motherfucker's a nutbag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's fucking out of his mind.
He
He's
just
hippie,
makes a
he's
lot of
this.
sense the way he
I used
speaks.
to shit all over holistic medicine. Now, and you said it's absolutely right. Now after COVID woke us up to a lot of fucking bullshit with big pharma and these doctors and all this shit, man. All they want to do is put you on pills. And yeah, it's an awakening. I fucking woke up and I'm one of these people. I don't believe in anything till you fucking show me. Gary Brecka has shown me.
That was such a crazy time, COVID. I mean, that's how we kind of first started hanging
Yep,
out and
that's
stuff
how we
like
met.
that. Have you been seeing, one thing I wanted to ask you was, have you been seeing all the COVID vaccine commercials?
It's insane.
Have you seen even Travis Kelce
Oh yeah.
promoting it and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
What do you think about that?
What's your take on that?
The Travis guy, I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. Other than he's a good football player. He's getting a lot of attention right now. But I don't know why, unless he's a believer, why would you promote that garbage? I don't know why you would do it. It's pretty fucking obvious we don't need it. But like I say, to each his own, man. It's like, people that are still wearing masks, you know, unless you're Asian, because they were doing it way before it was cool. You know what I mean? The Asian people have been wearing masks for fucking
It's true.
decades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They have.
If you're not Asian and you're still wearing a mask, you're basically just telling everybody, hey, I'm nuts. Hey, check me out. I'm fucking crazy. We get it. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, he must have got a bag.
Well,
for that.
wait, you're about to say there was no amount of money. What?
There's no amount of money that would make me do something that I didn't fucking believe in. No amount of money.
We were talking about how.
So you must believe.
Yeah, we were talking about how you you walked out with Trump. It was you, Trump, Kid Rock, and Tucker, right?
Yep.
It's a pretty crazy walkout.
It's like
Yeah.
the fucking Avengers, right?
It was New York is always a fucking experience, man. The MSG, the buzz, the energy. But the truth of the matter is, our fan base is aligned. I mean, we're, you know, our fan base, our fighters, everybody. I could walk out with Trump in San Francisco and the fucking place will go nuts. I
Yeah.
mean, it's our fan base.
I was gonna ask you, how hard was it to break the news to Kid Rock that you were doing the Bud Light deal?
No, it wasn't hard to break the news to anybody when I tell everybody why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Why I'm with Bud Light. You know, I've been talking about this for fucking 2 weeks. I'm only doing deals with brands that I'm aligned with.
Right.
And I am way more aligned with Anheuser-Busch than I am with any other beer company on this fucking planet. Let me just put it to you that way. I'm in the know. I deal with the real shit every day. And, you know, I know Bud Light got hammered over one thing that they did, but when you look at the company as a whole and what they stand for and what they believe in, and when you talk about what somebody believes in and what they stand for, look at what they've done. Look at their track record, you know, and I've said it a million times. 65,000 Americans are employed at Anheuser-Busch. That should be your number one reason. 65,000 jobs in America, an American company. Number two, they spend almost $1 billion a year with U.S. farmers. That alone should be another reason. A big majority of their employees are vets. They spent $44 million over the last several years taking care of fallen first responders, families, military families of soldiers who have fallen. You know, these guys are. I'm way more aligned with them than I am with anybody else.
Someone's got to say it too.
I'll just
Bud
leave it
Light.
at that.
Bud Light is fire.
Of course.
I don't
we used
care.
to
I'm
drink a
not.
lot.
Call me trans. Call me gay. But Bud Light's fire. Like
Yeah.
like for a beer. If I'm drinking a beer, a nice crispy Bud Light is. I hate to say it.
I agree.
I'm not
They're
even.
good.
Just
You don't
saying
have to
that.
hate to say
Yeah.
it. It's true. And listen,
We were making jokes
I
about
just,
that.
I just,
before.
I
Here's
personally think people were maybe a little bit surprised because you always stand on what you believe in.
100%.
So
So don't be surprised.
yeah, that's
So there must be more to this story then.
yeah, exactly. Which you
Yeah.
just explained.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
And some of
Yeah.
the,
So when you start talking about, you know, and here's the thing, these people who consider themselves patriots and are like hardcore, I fucking love this country. I am an American and I love this country. You know, if you consider yourself a patriot and you're talking about all the other beers out there, I know all the other beers out there. You should be drinking fucking barrels of Bud Light if woke is what you're worried about. Trust me when I tell you. Just trust me. Everybody knows who I am. Everybody knows what I stand for. I don't need fucking money. People are like, oh, you fucking sell out. I was going to get a shitload of money no matter what, who I went with.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a fucking.
And you don't have to
good-
say, hey, I hate to say it. Bud Light is a great product. That's
No,
why
'cause
they were
I'll,
the,
I'll get roasted for saying it too.
That's
but
why they were the
I
number
just-
one beer
I'm
in
just
America
being honest.
forever.
Like, put me on a lie detector. Like, Bud Light's probably
no,
one of my
we all
favorite
agree
beers
with
for
that.
sure.
We all
So
agree with
next
that.
week
Yeah.
I'm going out to Anheuser-Busch and doing this whole tour and everything. And you know, we were with them before. They have this room that you go down where the beer comes right out of the fucking processing plant. And when it comes out, you know, this shit's bottled and then stored and shipped and all that stuff. And you're like, Bud Light, taste it coming right out of the fucking, it's unbelievable.
I'll try it.
You guys should,
We
you
should
should come
go.
down there. You should meet me down there.
When is it?
We'll get together with Nicole after. And if you guys can come down, you should do the fucking trip with me. It's pretty bad.
Definitely take
Are
Gabe
you,
too.
are you allowed to talk about without how much? Obviously, you can't say certain stuff, but how does that deal as like the president of the UFC? How do you navigate like that deal?
I'm allowed
I don't know
to
how
talk
you can
about
say.
whatever the fuck
No, I'm
I
saying
wanna
like
talk
when
about.
the sponsor thing expires,
Mhm.
how does that kind of go down, like the negotiation with the new sponsor?
Yeah, so you know, we were in business with Modelo for the last 6 years, and our deal's up Jan 1. And the guy who was our go-between at Modelo is a good dude, and I like him a lot, and I respect him. And you know, we talked and we went back and forth and we negotiated, and you know, I finally had to make the call and say, hey, listen, I'm gonna make a move and go somewhere else. And you know, I love the guy, respect him, and you know, he did a great job with us and handling a lot of the stuff for us during our relationship with them.
So does Bud Light come in with the only offer, or are there like other offers that are like?
There's plenty of offers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because when we first got our beer deal, you know, when you get into sports, the beer deal is a big deal.
What was that first beer deal?
Mickey's Big Mouth was our first ever sponsor.
And how much was
and
that?
we used to drink that. You guys probably don't even know what the fuck that is.
No idea.
It's a malt liquor. We all used to drink it in high school.
Oh, Mickey's. 40s.
Mickey's.
Yeah, and in a green bottle. I've had those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're not the tastiest though.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
they're affordable when you're young.
Yeah.
And so we used to drink that shit. And obviously we used to drink tons of fucking Bud Light when we were in high school too. So when we first got our Bud deal, it was a big deal for us. And the guy who was the king over at Budweiser at the time was a guy named Tony Pontoro. Tony Pontoro was the most powerful fucking guy in all of sports. And he was a good dude, and we had fun with our first beer deal. So
Do you remember like what that first like bag was for the beer deal for the UFC?
how much? Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head, but you know, just the fact that we had that Bud Light logo in the fucking center when we're done. So when I pitched Bud Light, when we were pitching them, I built this video that I made. I want to show you guys before you leave today.
Okay.
This Bud Light video that I made for.
That's crazy.
It'll resonate.
Was that the big first sponsor for the UFC? Like, was that the
Yes.
first sponsor where you're
Yes.
like, holy shit?
Yes. Yeah. And you were probably fucking 12 or something. Wait till I show you this fucking commercial.
This is kind of off topic, but I just compare this to like other leagues, like Commissioner Goodell, and it seems like you have the most responsibility out of anybody. Like you're dealing with this, and then you have you personally, when you see all these stars that are at UFC events, they all hit you up personally, right?
Yeah.
And they say, hey, I need tickets for this, I get tickets for that. Does that ever piss you off, or how do you decide?
No,
Like,
I love it. I love it, man. It's just it's all in how you like Jared Leto.
Mhm.
Like if you'd have told me 6 years ago that me and Jared Leto would be good friends, I'd have been like, you're crazy. There's not anything that Jared Leto and I could possibly have in common. Jared Leto is the coolest motherfucker ever.
He goes to a lot of fights.
Yeah.
I love it. Not only is it, you watch his fucking everything. He knows every little detail. Hits me up all the time about this and that. Jared Leto, I fucking love that kid. Great dude, man. And so most of the people that come are all really cool guys, and you know you've interacted with most of them.
Yeah.
It's very rare do we get a douchebag at a UFC event. Usually the fans are really cool guys.
every time we're there, we're just like, I mean, usually, thank you. You seat us pretty well, but sometimes like the real
Yeah.
stars will be right in front of us.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, like,
I'll
not
do
gonna put
anything.
us in front of
Steiny's
Miles
always
Teller.
Steiny's
I'll do
complaining.
anything for you guys.
No, we know.
The problem with Nelk is you guys roll 50 fucking 5 deep.
That's him,
You know
bro.
what I mean? 55 deep.
I've never
so,
had a
so
plus
when
one.
we get Kyle's,
That's the
Ky-
Shahidis now. That's the
we get
Shahidis, bro.
Shahidis.
I swear to God. I
so,
swear,
so
bro.
we get Kyle's allotment, right?
Yeah.
Then we get Steve's allotment, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of seats.
Yeah, no. Let me tell you what, you guys would be sitting on the you guys would be standing on the octagon, for Christ's sakes. You roll 55 deep everywhere you go,
Yeah.
and we still get you guys
That's
taken
why
care of.
last time in New York, I didn't bring Steiny. I just brought a chick.
see, you
Well,
brought a
you
chick?
know
I
what
just-
happened?
yeah.
So you were in, then you canceled,
No, I know.
and we're battling. We're getting all the fucking shit done. It's like Friday, and Amber hits me and goes, "Yeah, Kyle's back in." So we got to move people. There's people in those seats.
So do you deal
So-
with that though?
Yes, I do every fucking seating chart every weekend for the last 23 years.
Yeah, see, that's fucking
I
bizarre.
see everybody. So they hit me up and they're like, "Kyle's back in." So
Who
we
did you?
moved some people.
Is
Some
it- is it-
people had
is it
some
okay to
great
say who
fucking
we
seats,
moved?
and
Fuck,
they didn't
I
even
didn't
know
know.
it, and
Is
they
it
got,
okay
they
to
got
say?
moved.
Is
That's
it okay to
crazy.
say who we moved for Kyle?
Hmm?
Couldn't have been a super important guy if you're moving. Yeah.
If you're in Madison Square Garden, New York City, and the second row 50-yard line,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
you were somebody.
Damn. Did you see the girl he was
They
with?
got moved.
You see the girl he was with?
No, but I heard about the girl that he was with.
From who, Junior?
Exactly. That's exactly.
I seen him liking her photos.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, that is hilarious.
One thing I've always wondered is, like the UFC doesn't allow for, like, you'll see in boxing how a fighter can walk out with like a rapper or like their entourage, and that's something you've never allowed, right?
No, they walk out with their team. They walk out with the guys who train them and help them get there, and whatever. We don't turn it into a fucking circus. And if you ever notice in the boxing, there's 500 people in the ring that don't belong in the ring. Who the fuck are these people, and why are they in there? They're nobodies looking to get on fucking TV. That's what they are. The only people that are in the fucking octagon are people that need to be in the octagon.
Right.
I know it is so crowded at the end of a boxing fight, right?
It's fucking crazy.
Makes no
But that
sense.
stuff for them,
Trying to, even the promoters,
yeah.
even the promoters are going in there for what? The fuck do you need to be in there for?
Yeah.
Right? You know when I go in there? When it's time to put the fucking belt on, or if a big fucking melee starts to break out or whatever.
Dude.
That's it.
well, like you said, that's what our section looks like because we roll so deep with guys after a boxing fight with all those guys in the ring. That's literally what our table's gonna look like at Marquee.
No, we don't have that many guys.
But
today.
it is. It's fucking crowded, and you're like, who are these people? What the fuck's going on? So it's
You know
more of a
what's weird?
safety thing.
We were in the back. Remember, I was coming back from walking Trump down, and when I was coming back, you guys were all standing up by the elevator over there, and fucking Logan Paul was in there. Logan Paul did not ask for tickets. I never fucking talked. I didn't even know he was there till we
Really?
were walking out, and he was in the back. Did you see him?
No.
I saw him. The UFC posted he was there.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
Well, can't he just get his own tickets with the
Of
Prime
course he
shit?
can.
Yeah.
What, you think he
Yeah.
bought him?
But when you're talking about, huh?
You think he bought him?
I don't know what he did. I got to ask him how he got those fucking
And
tickets.
Dillon Danis was there too.
I didn't know that either till after he was out front fighting with everybody. But I saw it on Instagram. But maybe he was in a box or something. Maybe he was in a box with somebody who I don't know. But
I see
I
that.
came out and I was like, hey, what's going on?
I see that being asked a lot. Dillon Danis in the UFC. Is that something that you'd ever
I
entertain?
don't know. Do you think he should be? I heard he just retired.
I don't know. I don't like. Yeah, I know the UFC is all about like the best of the best. As a fan, I'd watch it, but I don't know. I know it's like maybe he has to earn his way, just like any other fighter would have to earn their way, right?
Well, here's the other thing. The other thing with him is, and I have no beef with the kid at all. I've probably said 2 words to him in my whole life, but every time he's around, shit's going down. You know what I mean? And we can't have that stuff going on here. We can't. You know, a lot of people will see like when guys get into it on stage or something starts to happen, they're like, oh, they must love this or whatever. No, we don't love it. We don't need that shit to sell fights. And basically what happens is when that
like
goes
the
down,
physical altercations and shit.
the athletic commission goes crazy and people start getting fined and, you know, they come after us. It's our job to keep that shit under control. That's why when you see these other events where these guys and everything breaks out like that, it's a fucking, those guys are,
It's a shit show, right?
yeah, total
the-
unprofessional clown show.
Does the impact that he had on the Prime card with the amount of pay-per-view sales they sold, none of that's like, damn, maybe we give him a try?
What do you mean?
Just because he got a lot of credit for selling a lot of fucking pay-per-views.
I don't know what they did. I haven't heard about anybody selling a lot of pay-per-views lately.
I think they claimed it was 1.3 million.
I don't know what numbers it actually did. I think he just obviously hyped it up a lot.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you how hard it is to sell 1.3 million pay-per-view buys. And if you did sell 1.3, if you sold fucking 700,000 pay-per-view buys, they'd be putting on fights fucking 10 times a year. When you hear those kind of numbers fly around the pay-per-view world, they're lying motherfuckers. Don't ever believe that shit. Yeah. You know how much fucking money that is if they went in and cut a deal and did 1.3 million pay-per-view buys? Anybody who's been on any of these fucking horrible boxing shows, and I like you know, Logan and some of these guys are involved in this shit. If you come out and you say that you did 1.3 million pay-per-view buys on your event, you're lying through your fucking teeth. Lying through your teeth.
Yeah.
That amount of money that you would make, they'd be fucking doing pay-per-views all the fucking time. And let me tell you what, every pay-per-view distributor out there would want them, and Showtime wouldn't have went out of business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that event too, kind of like I was personally even like hyped up for it just because of the personal beef, obviously. But I think after watching it now, it just kind of ruined it because the fights were so bad, and it's like it's not something that you'd actually pay for. Like maybe I'm just gonna wait and see the clips on Instagram.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna watch it live next time. I think
much cheaper and a much better experience.
Yeah.
The production sucks. The fucking fights end up sucking. It's shitty boxing is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to shit. I don't care what these guys do.
No, they
Knock
crushed it.
yourself
They
out.
obviously crushed it.
These are just facts.
Yeah.
And to say that they're doing any numbers, all these different people have tried to invest in this shit and they've tried to raise money and do all this other bullshit.
Right.
People would be fighting over them.
Yeah.
Fighting over them and throwing fucking truckloads of money at them if they did anywhere near 1 million buys. None of those fucking guys are doing 1 million buys.
Yeah. It is
That's
just
crazy.
crazy. Like when you think though, the power of social media, like no one really wants to see those guys fight, but they create so much beef on Twitter, on their phones, that people really will tune into that shit instead of watching two great fighters that are kind of quiet.
Well, that's the problem right now for boxing is that, you know, these guys are overshadowing the guys that are actually really good and the fights that could be made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as hype goes.
For sure.
But as far as sales go, no.
In the long term, it's probably bad for the sport.
I don't know, man. I mean, when we talk about it, we've been talking about what's bad for boxing and boxing's dead for the last fucking 30 years, but this shit's still going on. But, you know, there isn't the money in it that everybody thinks there is.
Yeah.
There's not. And there's no business there at the end of the day. It's all just a bunch of hype and bullshit and
You think-
shitty boxing.
You
It's
think
shitty
they'll ever?
fights.
You think they'll ever? Is there ever a chance that there'll be another Conor Floyd type fight in the UFC's history?
To say no
Would be stupid.
crazy because you never know what's going to happen. Every year as we go into a new year and I'm looking at what we did, I'm like, how the fuck do we beat next year? And we start looking at the lineups of fights that are coming up, right? There's always these fights that pop up that you don't see coming and you never expect. And, you know, like when we were at Fight Island, you know, the birth of Khamzat Chimaev, you know what I mean? And look at where this dude is now. And that's the fun of being in this fucking business. I love when that shit happens. And, but it happens every year. A fight pops up that you don't see coming. And when it
Yeah,
does,
well,
it's really fun.
We just walked in this room. We can't say anything, but there's a lot of unannounced fights
right?
on the wall that I didn't even know about, and locations and shit. So
Right.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, holy fuck.
Right?
2024 is about to be a big year.
It's going to be badass. And you know what's fun? Going back to Toronto, brother.
I know.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fucking crazy.
I'm
Are
excited
you pumped for that.
I'm so fucking excited to go back to Toronto. You know,
There's
I
just
have
it's
this-
such a so much MMA fans. in
I got
Toronto, bro.
goosebumps right now telling you.
Yeah.
I have this fucking love for Toronto, Canada. You know what I mean? When we first started blowing up in Canada, you know, we had GSP up there and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
we did these big fights in Toronto. I love the city. I love the people. I love the energy, the fucking hotels and everything else up there. I've had so much fun in my career and in my life in Toronto, Canada. So I haven't been there in so fucking long.
'Cause,
Before
yeah,
COVID,
was a shit show.
you know what I mean? So I'm excited to get
So
back.
the
It's going to be
government,
fun.
the government finally started to,
Yeah,
because you said you're only going to go places where you guys can
100%.
do good business.
100%.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm so pumped for that.
I am too. It's going to be fun.
We got to do some. We got to do some shit that week.
Whatever you
I
want,
think
I'm
that-
in. I
I don't know
love
if-
Toronto.
I don't know if we'll put this in, but the LCBO I think is trying to
We're-
make it happen.
We're working on that too. We're helping
that
push
would
it.
be crazy.
Yeah, I think they're setting up a call for me with them to. Yeah,
That'd be crazy.
Yes,
Happy
so
at Howlerhead.
I'm going to try
Toronto.
to really fucking push them to do this.
Hell yeah.
All right, boys, we're going to interrupt the pod really quick to let you guys know that we dropped our Full Send holiday collection and it's live now on fullsend.com. There's a ton of shit with fire ass quality, some super heavyweight hoodies, literally some of the best quality hoodies we've ever made, some fire ass stuff, some winter shit. This is one of my favorite hoodies right here. There's a ton of stuff live on the website right now. Probably a lot of shit's already sold out, but go to fullsend.com right now. Cop something, rep the send. We appreciate everybody that we meet that's fucking repping Full Send, repping the merch. We fucking love you guys. Fullsend.com right now. Choose something, cop it. Let's get back on the pod.
Okay, so you said, I think you did Theo the other day, and you said you don't bet on sports at all.
I've had some bad sports betting experiences. So did you? So Scott Van Pelt, you guys know who he is?
Sports Center, yeah.
Sports Center, right? Watch his show on fucking Sunday nights after the game.
It's bad beats.
Bad Beats.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's the most brilliant segment ever built in a fucking sports show,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's incredible. Every time I watch it, it blows my fucking mind. But you hear this saying that people have, I'm going to throw some money on it to make the game fun. It ain't fucking fun. There's nothing fun about watching this game play out and sweating your fucking money like that. And there was one last night. We were playing cards last night. Me and Taylor Lewan. Taylor's in town, so we were playing cards last night up at Red Rock, and we're watching the bad beats. It was like a 60. The over/under was 60, right? And there was 2 minutes left of the game, and it was at like 47. And to watch how everything unfolded in the last 2.5 minutes to go over the fucking 60, it's just like every fucking weekend that shit happens, man. Sports betting is not fun.
Gamble, you listening, Gambles?
What about when do you
Crazy.
You started playing?
But that could
blackjack,
be like having a 20 and then watching like 5 cards come out on the dealer and hitting a 21 too.
Or 7.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but
they get a 7-card fucking 21 to beat you.
The difference is you can sweat that game for 2.5 hours, look so good, and then 30 minutes things change. It's the worst fucking sweat. That's why I don't do it.
How about this? How about you bet a 10-team parlay, right? How many people are watching this right now bet like 10-team parlays and shit? You win 9 fucking games over the weekend, and then the last game on your fucking thing, you end up losing in some goofy bullshit or whatever. It's fucking unbelievable. And I've had too much of it. So
do you know what your biggest hand sweat was ever?
Oh yeah.
Like your biggest action on one hand of blackjack?
Oh, blackjack? Oh fuck. Blackjack has been fucking. I mean, I've done just about everything that you could do in a fucking blackjack game. I won $1 million in one hand.
What?
$1 million in one hand?
Do you remember
the
hand?
$1 million in one hand. Yeah, it was at Mandalay Bay because of the limits that they let me bet there. I had 2 hands out there at 75. I had splits that split out so many ways,
Holy
doubles
fuck.
from the splits, and fucking every way. So what's funny is the guy that was my host at the time, we were talking like 2 weeks before, me and my crew, and we were like, if this ever plays out, my old security guy fucking was saying, if this plays out the way this, there could be $1 million hand. And my guy was like, no, there could never be $1 million hand. Fucking 2 weeks later, $1 million hand, and I won it.
How was that sweat?
I walked out of the room when they started flipping the fucking cards over, man. Once the thing started to play out and he was getting ready to flip his, I walked outside the room and I was waiting to hear dead fucking silence or people going crazy. And the whole room erupted. So I came running back in.
The real
I'm
question
getting
is,
the itch right
did you
now.
walk away after that?
Huh?
Did you walk away after that? Or did you keep
no,
going?
because I think I was in. And no, I kept playing. I don't know how it ended that night, but I kept playing. But I've had so many nights. I mean, we were literally I had a fucking crazy night last night.
Well, I was going to say something that you do that people might not know, and you bail people out all the time. You bailed me out. You bailed Kyle out. Steve, like, why do you?
Only difference is you beg.
I was due for one.
Yeah.
It'll
No
come around.
problem. Bob Steiny, I'll bail you out any day, brother.
No,
Bob
that's the only
Minery
time I need to do it.
2.0, right?
No.
Well, that's where he came from. He was groomed. He was groomed by Minery.
Okay, I really.
We got another groomer.
Brett says he might be worse.
Yeah.
He might be worse.
No
Apparently.
fucking way. I really appreciate that though. But why do you do that for everybody? Just because you're a good
Well,
guy?
why wouldn't I do it? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't I do it? So last night, Taylor Lewan has, since Power Slap 1,
Yeah.
Taylor Lewan has been playing. I play for him and he comes over. So to date, we played last night. He won another 30 G's last night. He has won $420,000 this year.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
I play with his money and we
That's
go.
crazy.
And that's with one of the times he came, we lost. We lost one of the times. So there's been 5 Power Slap events this year. 4 we won, 1 we lost, and he's up 420.
When do you quit
Quit what?
gambling
Never.
and take your win?
I'll never quit gambling. And I don't sports bet, but every once in a while, like when I say every once in a while, like maybe I have a Super Bowl party at my house every year, and I'll go up to the Red Rock and I'll buy shitloads of prop bets and I give them out to everybody that comes to my house. Just
that's
have the
dope.
machine run through them and bet. And sometimes I'll bet, the kids and everything. And that's for fun. We're not big money one way or the other and all that shit. Just, if you come over to my party and you grab 5 or 6 tickets and 3 or 4 of them hit, people leave there with $300-400 that night for bets they didn't even have to go place. So I like gambling, man. I grew up in this town. I love this fucking city. Every night when I drive home, I post the same fucking view of my fucking, the highway going to my house. It's just, I can't tell if this city was built for me or if I was built for this city, but I fucking love this place.
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully we don't
Damn,
get
yeah.
stuck
Super
tonight.
Bowl's here this year too, right?
Yeah.
Holy
And
shit.
shit's going to be crazy here. If you look at F1 and all the shit that's going on, the Super Bowl is going to be fucking 10,000 times bigger than F1. It's going to be
Oh my God.
fucking crazy. So that weekend, Friday, we're doing Power Slap. Saturday is UFC. And Sunday is the Super Bowl.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Have you announced the UFC card yet? Or
Not
no?
yet. We're gonna have two of the biggest fucking parties.
might be the-
You know how there's parties going on everywhere.
Yeah.
So basically, we're telling you know how fucking Power Slap is a party, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll all end up at fucking Red Rock and go crazy up there. And then we'll do the same thing Saturday night, and then we'll do the Super Bowl.
Holy
Actually, I'm gonna
shit.
go to Ruben. Just called me about an hour ago. He's having a couple of fucking cool parties here.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow.
Huh?
To Delilah Saturday night.
Are you?
Yeah, you want to go together? Or?
No,
Pretty cool for me.
I
if
can't
we showed up
tomorrow.
together. Oh, okay.
But
You're saying
yeah.
for Super Bowl.
I'm saying Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Fanatics.
Yeah,
it's the
I've
best party.
been invited to a million of his parties and I've never been. So we were just talking. He's like, "This is going to be the first party you're ever going to attend of mine at Super Bowl because there's no excuses in
This will
Vegas.
for sure. That weekend will for sure be. You think the biggest weekend Vegas has ever had?
Nobody throws parties like fucking Ruben does. This
Yeah.
guy's fucking unbelievable.
But I mean, in terms of like money for the city of Las Vegas, the Super
it's
Bowl.
going to be the biggest thing that has ever fucking happened in Las Vegas. The biggest thing of all
I
time.
want to know how
in
much
Vegas.
action is
Crazy.
wagered that weekend.
Didn't Vegas just got a baseball team too, right?
Yeah, they got the A's.
It's crazy.
We got the A's, not they.
How,
we
you
got
go to all the
A's.
Raiders games, don't you?
Huh?
You go to a lot of the Raiders games.
I have a box.
Yeah. So
But no,
you go
I
to
don't
all of
go.
them. None.
I really don't go to any of them, no, but I have a box there.
Do you watch NFL or no?
I do, but this year I really haven't watched a lot of football this year. And I love the Raiders because I love Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Me and Max
Yeah,
Crosby
he's the
are
fucking man.
fucking awesome, man. He's on fire this year,
Yeah.
too. He's
He's a
such
beast.
a fucking animal, man. I love
He's
it.
a beast to watch.
Love everything about this kid. His mindset, attitude, great personality, fun dude to hang around with, good human being. Crosby is a shit. And he's basically the leader of that team.
Yeah.
Another
100%.
Vegas thing, the Sphere. Is there anything you could tell us about plans?
I'm so fucking pumped for this thing. I haven't, the last big challenge in my life was COVID. So the next big challenge in my life is a Sphere. How to figure this thing out and how to turn this into the greatest fucking live sporting event anybody's ever seen as far as, combat sports go.
So do you book it and then figure it out, or figure it out then book it?
Booked it, now I got to figure it out.
And you
Yeah.
didn't. You guys didn't figure out shit before. You're just like,
And I've talked a lot of fucking shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
You really love to put pressure on yourself, huh?
I love to put pressure on myself. That's exactly right. I fucking love it.
I know we were talking about that too. Even the New York thing. I remember watching the UFC, and you guys always just hammering like the state of New York. You guys, people forget, right?
Mhm.
It's crazy, but I was watching when that it wasn't what it was, right?
So what happened
Like
was
there was states that didn't allow UFC.
there was a corrupt politician, and I used to call this guy out saying that he was corrupt.
What was he corrupt for?
He ended up going to prison.
Like what? Like was he
at
getting?
a fucking old age? He was an old fucking dude. He went to prison. They let him out of prison to die, basically, before he died.
Why was he
Sheldon
blocking
Silver.
it?
He was connected to the Las Vegas Culinary Union, who are total pieces of shit, these guys, right? And the Las Vegas Culinary Union is what was keeping us out of New York.
Why? Like
Because
cooking?
the Fertitas are a non-union casino.
Okay.
Yeah, the Fertitas are non-union. So these guys were spending all their members' dues to attack the UFC and attack me personally. And as soon as the Fertitas were out, it stopped.
Wow.
Yeah. They had a website, UFC Bad for Children, and all this other shit. Just total fucking scumbags. Yeah. And that's what kept us out. And the guy that they were in cahoots with was a fucking criminal. The Las Vegas Culinary Union, this guy was a criminal. He ended up going to fucking prison. And so then we get into New York, right? 7 years we've been in New York. Number 1, number 2, and number 3 all time at Madison Square Garden
That's
for the biggest
crazy.
gates ever. How's that dick taste,
Yeah.
Las Vegas Culinary Union?
How many times have
Fuck
you gotten
you.
to say that?
Hmm?
How many times have you gotten to say that? How's this dick taste?
This
Everyone
is the
has
first
doubted
time.
you. Oh.
First
That's
time.
Funny.
You know the most viral clip of you that I see every day is when you call out the younger generation for being.
Mhm.
What made you say that? Like, what is it about these younger kids you think that they're just such fucking?
I mean, I could go on for fucking 20 minutes. There's a lot of reasons why I think there are. And it's not like during my generation, there weren't a bunch of, there weren't some too, but this generation is next level. But the other thing too, to be fair, I think every generation thinks the next generation is soft. But right now, if you look at all the shit that's going on in the world right now, if we went to war, right, there's no respect for the police anymore. There's no respect for the military. There's no respect for our country, our freedom, our way of life that we have here. You can sit around and you can nitpick and talk about things that are wrong with the United States. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell fucking your generation, my generation, everybody's generation. This is it. If this falls, there's no other fucking place to go. So all these fucking people are like, oh God, if President Trump wins, I'm fucking leaving the country. They all say it.
Yeah.
They all say it.
Yeah, of course.
Nobody fucking does it.
No.
Where are you going to go? Nowhere. All these other fucking places that you think are fucking cool and you think are so fucking great, when the shit hits the fan, you find out who's who and what's what. We saw it during COVID. Places that I thought were fucking awesome. Places that I thought I would love to live. And then we go through COVID. Gang, this is it. So all the people that are out there marching and crying and protesting and all this, man, this is the greatest country on earth. And we should be defending it, fighting for our freedom. Every one of us. It's no different than the conversation I had with Theo Vaughn the other day when we're talking about stupid like sponsors and all this other stuff. Everybody's afraid to stand up. Everybody's afraid to be pro-American. What other country? And some of these other countries are completely up. But the people who live there are proud of where they come from. They carry their flag. They stand up and they, you talk about, people coming over the border from Mexico for a better life in America, right? Show me a Mexican that doesn't love his country and isn't proud to be a Mexican. Wake up. Wake up. This is the greatest country in America. So anyway, this whole thing started with you saying, so if we go to war right now, are you confident in this generation that we have right now that these guys are going to go out and storm some beach somewhere or whatever? There's a small handful of people, most of them probably down around the Bible Belt and down south, that'll actually stand up and fight this country right now. It's scary. Habib's crew in Dagestan could probably come in and take over this country right now because this generation is such a bunch of
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah.
When you look at some of these people in
It's
these other
pretty scary to
countries,
think
the shit that's going on in the Middle East, some of these guys from Russia, any of the stans, you got a stan at the end of the name of your country,
funny you say
built
that.
different, born different mentality. We're getting soft.
Yeah.
We're getting weak. Every 10 years, we get softer and weaker.
I've never actually thought about that, but when I used to work in a restaurant, obviously a lot of Mexicans there are so proud of Mexico and they all come from shit, terrible living, but they always will stand with Mexico.
Fucking so proud.
have
Show
none of
me a
that
country where the people aren't proud of who they are and where they come from.
Yeah.
It's so strong that Americans that have that heritage call themselves that, right?
Yeah.
What are you? I'm Italian. No,
Yeah.
you're not. You're a fucking American. What are you? I'm Irish. No, you're not. You're an American. And nobody hates it more than these people who are really from those countries when Americans say that they're from there. What people need to wake up and realize is that we're all Americans. You're an African American. No, you're not. You're a fucking American. I'm Irish American. No, you're not. You're a fucking. We're all Americans. And we need to stop, fucking look around and realize what we have and how good it is. Ronald Reagan, great quote from Ronald Reagan. We're one generation away from losing our freedom.
Yeah.
And every fucking 10 years, it feels like we keep getting further and further away from that. And we need to wake up.
We need fucking Trump to win.
Yeah. Please.
How are you feeling about it? You think that
I don't
Trump's
know,
back in the
man.
White
It's
House?
crazy. It's fucking. Did you see what happened in San Francisco yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yeah, I think
They
so.
cleaned up all the fucking streets.
Yeah. Crazy.
All the streets.
Yeah.
It-
What? You think they're starting to do shit now because they're getting worried?
yeah, but you wouldn't do that for the people of San Francisco. Why wouldn't you do that for the people of San Francisco? How do you fuck up California? One of the great,
Dude,
arguably
fucking terrible. LA is just
arguably,
as bad. San
one of the
Diego's
greatest
worse.
fucking places on earth.
I know.
There's a handful of places on earth that can even rival California. California is one of the fucking greatest places on earth. And, you know.
How do you let it go to shit? You're absolutely right. The entire state's beautiful.
So you showed that in a week you could clean the fucking whole place up.
Yeah.
But you won't do it for the people of California who are paying the taxes there and live there and work there. And
LA's fucking different now.
No, LA's gone to shit.
let me tell you what,
It's gone to complete shit.
12 years ago, I used to look for excuses to go to LA, man.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'd create meetings to go to fucking LA. I don't go to LA ever anymore.
It's not.
I go to LA if I have to go to LA, and that's it. You know?
You saw we're moving to Florida?
I did.
We're pumped.
Yeah. Everybody's
sweet.
moving to Florida or Texas or Nevada.
The only thing that sucks is it's farther from Vegas, but that's the only downside.
Yeah. Yeah. Last time so basically, Miami is what LA used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My last trip to Miami, man, I went to Miami back in 2009. Me and Lorenzo went down there. It was when the economy crashed.
That was the last time you've been there since?
No, we partied.
No, no, no.
Besides that
We
time.
went there for.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm saying.
But for years, I hadn't been there since then.
Oh, okay.
Since 09.
And it was a shithole. Windows all boarded up, fucking, you know, blah, blah, blah. Miami is off the charts now.
Off the charts.
It's one of the fucking hottest places on earth. People out everywhere. Restaurants are unbelievable, packed. We were at that, you know,
Grutman spot.
100%.
Gecko.
And it's fucking incredible. And it's DeSantis. DeSantis is one of the greatest governors of all time. If I lived in Florida, I wouldn't want DeSantis to run for fucking president. I want DeSantis to be in Florida for the rest of my fucking life. What that guy did through COVID, what he did to that state, and he's the reason everybody's moving down there right now. So, yeah, much respect to DeSantis for what he's done in the state of Florida.
I want to know, how close was the Elon and Zuck fight to ever happening?
I was talking to these guys, you know, once or twice or three times a week leading up to that whole thing. It was very real. And for the brief moment that it was happening, it was fucking fun. I was having a blast with it. You know, Zuckerberg is fascinating in his own ways.
Yeah, he's all in, you could
and
tell.
Musk is fascinating in his own way. So talking to both of these guys on a daily basis on this stuff was fun, man. I have a lot of respect for both guys. I like them both a lot, and it was fun in the short amount of time that it.
Why do you think it fell through?
Well, they're both. One of them's 54 years old. They're both fucking multi-billionaires, and you know.
But like, did one of them
I
just
think
lose
that
interest?
Zuckerberg is obsessed. This has become an obsession for Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
you know,
could tell.
He's one of those guys that once he fucking zeroes in on something, you can tell he's all in. For Musk, this is kind of like, you know, this was Musk fucking, you know.
He likes talking
He's
shit.
having fun
Yeah,
with it.
fuck
Yeah,
you and da 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 da. And Musk is brilliant. And the thing about Musk too is he's a very necessary fucking human being in this country right now.
100%.
He gets it, he sees it, he has the money, he doesn't give a fuck, and he's brilliant, and he has a ton of fucking common sense. And he's not gonna let anybody fucking, you know, push him around. So he's a voice and a presence that this country needs right now. Maybe the world, not just the United States, the world. Elon Musk is an essential fucking human right now on this planet.
Is there any other like super fights that you could see happening over the next like 2 years or year?
There
like,
is. We're talking about one right now, actually, that just popped up a few days ago. So I can't talk about it, but you know, till we get a.
Is it involved
But yes.
McGregor at all?
Well, every fight that you would consider a super fight would involve McGregor, but this one isn't. No.
Damn. Do you think Connor? I know you get asked it a lot, but Connor, does he fight next year? You
Yes,
think?
100% fights next year.
And is it still versus Chandler, or is it still, or it could be anyone now?
We'll see. I mean, we'll see the timing of when it goes down. The good thing for guys like Chandler, and you know, there's a lot of shit talk about fighter pay and all that other shit. You don't see these guys hurrying up the fight. John Jones takes off for fucking years. Chandler can hang out and wait for fucking Connor. You know what I mean? I mean, when you think about Chandler was fighting in fucking Bellator, right? Now Chandler can just sit around and take his time and, you know, wait for Connor however long it takes. And, you know, so these guys are all in good positions where they can wait for the right time, the right fight.
I guess technically he wouldn't deserve it, but as a fan, like, I love the build-up. Islam versus Connor would be crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think Chandler, when you actually think about the fight,
Yeah.
Chandler Connor is a fun fucking
For
fight.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Fun fight.
Anytime Connor fights.
and Chandler.
Yeah.
Tell me the last boring fight Chandler was in. Even going back to Bellator. He was in exciting fights in Bellator too.
He's a cool ass guy too.
He's a very good dude.
very nice guy.
Very good dude.
Was his last fight Gaethje? Or am I tripping?
Poirier, right?
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. What,
Yeah, I think so.
What else do you do, Dan, outside of work
Well, these
to
days,
keep you grounded, to keep your head on straight?
listen, I mean, you guys know I hang with my fucking kids all the time. I play blackjack and I work. Since this whole health thing, I'm like running so, we own Throw One, me and the Fertitas,
Yeah.
right? So we own Ridiculousness on MTV.
Oh, yeah.
We own Nitro Circus, SLS Skate League, and Travis Pastrana's Nitro Cross. So they're based in California. When we bought the company, I'm building the offices here, moving the whole fucking company here so that I can oversee it day to day over here and be involved. We hired Matt Cohn, who was from WME.
Yeah.
He's running that company. And then I got Slap. I got Frank Lemacella, who's a WME attorney that I hired. He runs Slap over here. He's the president, and I oversee all these companies every day. Fucking Hollerhead, and so I'm running like 4 businesses right
Do you ever say fuck? Like I have too much on my plate. I
now.
need
No, that's the problem. I'm a sick fuck. Something's wrong with me, and I don't have enough. I keep taking on all these other projects, plus doing a lot of shit with
All
help
of
too.
those just brainstorming
Yeah.
different shit.
Dude, I want to see Slap. We need to get in. We used to talk about it all the time, but we need to get in like a guy, like a Jerry Springer type situation. I think where a guy had his girl. She had a side piece, and the side piece and the main girl slap each other for like the win.
You want Jerry Springer?
No, but like that kind
Like
of
Jerry
style.
We
You know
should
what I
get
mean?
Menery involved. Menery is like if you looked up a Jerry Springer fucking, somebody that would be on Jerry Springer, it's Bob Menery. Bob Menery is like the fucking perfect, right?
I'm sure he's gonna hit you up about this
Yeah.
very
Oh,
shortly.
He ain't doing nothing. He needs fucking work. He needs some money. Daddy, will you bring him back and let him make some money, please?
yeah, not me. Not me.
His father disowned him, and now he's fucked.
You pay
Daddy
attention.
Kyle, let him
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, that was a huge bag fumble.
Huh?
That was the biggest bag fumble, probably.
Biggest bag fumble.
Ever.
It was the biggest what?
Biggest bag. Like he fumbled the
He
bag.
fumbled. Have you heard that
I'll
term?
never forget it as long as I live. I was eating at a fucking restaurant down in Florida. I found out from him. He and I talked because we had something going on. Told me what was going on. I literally got up from the restaurant, walked outside, and I called Menery. I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "You don't understand." I said, "Stop. Get on a fucking plane right now and fly to Kyle and do what you're fucking supposed to do. I'm telling you right now, you're going to regret this for the rest of your life. You don't fucking da-da-da." We go at it for fucking 20 minutes. I said, by the end of it, I said, "All right, motherfucker. Remember we had this conversation. The rest is history." And fucking straight down to the bottom. Straight down to the bottom. And, these things go in patterns. He has a new sugar daddy, Kyle is not a sugar daddy anymore. He's got a new one. And, it's kind of this weird thing with Menery, and you go through it too, Bob's one of those guys, like he's a nightmare, but then when you talk to him, he has that personality that kind of sucks
sure.
you back in.
He's
Yeah.
not a bad guy.
Right. He's just fucked up.
Yeah.
But he's also the most entertaining human being I think I've ever
No,
seen.
it's true. He's a fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
He is a walking, talking, fucking train wreck. And he cannot get out of his own way. He can't help himself. It's almost like he has to sabotage himself. If things start to get too good,
Yeah.
he has to destroy it and sabotage himself and then go, my life, and fucking get on fucking, you know what I mean? And start whatever, And it's fucking crazy. I don't know.
I don't think people know how much we've talked about this behind the scenes
It's
too,
fucking
right?
crazy,
We must have had over 100 calls about this, right?
Mhm.
Probably
at least,
more.
At least
And
it's
it's not
fun
like-
and funny.
Yeah.
I don't hate Bob. I don't dislike Bob. He's a fascinating human being. But all the relationships that he has damaged over the last however many years that since he popped up like right before COVID,
Yeah.
had the funny videos and shit like that. And went on a nice little run, but sabotaged every single fucking relationship he's ever had. Very few people will take his call these days. And it's like he can't help himself. He cannot. Every time he hits you were the pinnacle of success for him. He was fucking there. That dude was going to fucking had it set and was going to make real money. And it's fascinating as I was in it, but out on the outside, not in, but not in. And to watch it all unravel. And I was talking to both sides. I was talking to you. I was talking to him. I was talking to the Shahidis. And I tried to reel him in and get him to do this. And he just was in this place where he just absolutely refused. And it's not like Minery's stupid. Minery's not stupid. And he was sabotaging himself. And
I don't get it. I don't get it.
it's fascinating.
I don't know what he
Well,
wanted.
dude, is that
I don't know
fucking-
what he wanted.
No,
He wanted to destroy it.
I don't know. Yeah.
Nah, have you
No, I'm
seen-
telling you. He
What's-
wanted to destroy it. There's no amount of money that you could have went back to him with and said, this is what we'll pay you. Are you all right? Maybe it would have said, maybe for 30 seconds he would have said, all right. 2 days later, he would have destroyed it. He's got this self-destruction thing.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
get it.
it's,
I don't think
uh,
we'll ever understand
Have you
it.
seen? Was it You, Me, and Irene? Jim Carrey, where he has two personalities, like two people.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah, it's
He's
true.
got two different people.
You're right.
So
Yeah, no, he's definitely got some, he's got some issues.
Yeah.
He's got a fucking laundry list of issues, but he's got this thing where he will sabotage anything good in his life.
do you pay attention to a lot of other creators, or like, do you watch what's hot and what's like the next big thing?
Mm.
Like, have you seen this?
I'm fascinated by the whole influencer world and social media and how this whole thing is working. And there's so many talented kids out there. I got into social media immediately. As soon as Twitter happened, I got it. And I got out there and started. And I used to do my video blogs on YouTube where we, do these whole behind the scenes things. So I got the whole social media. I'm like the fucking the uncle of fucking social media. And now I see all these different kids out there, the creators, like fucking Logan, who again is one of the guys that was early on and big, and all these kids that come to slap and stuff. And it's cool to watch. I'm fascinated by it.
What's your take on the in real life streaming? So like when people come to the Power Slap event, they're live
Yep.
streaming. So you'll see now people are getting jumped. Everyone knows where they are. I don't know if you've paid attention to any of that. Like Steve just started doing it. We flew to fucking Brazil, did it in the favelas, and it was absolute madness.
I knew you were there, but you guys went into the favelas?
Yeah, live. So everyone's watching us live like it's a fucking TV show.
Holy
Like it's the
fuck.
Truman Show.
Yeah.
And this is like the next big wave. So
How'd it go?
it was great time. Absolutely terrifying.
When did you get back?
I was only in Brazil for like 6 hours.
What?
Yeah, I had to do a podcast.
You flew to Brazil for 6 hours?
Yeah.
That's some gangster shit right there.
Fuck yeah, thank you.
Steiny.
Yeah.
Steiny.
Yes.
There you go. You
might you go to pull Rio?
You might pull today.
Yeah.
You went to Rio.
Straight to the favelas.
That's real
Left
shit
the
right
favelas,
there.
woke up, landed at 6 a.m., went to do Patrick Bet David, and then flew here.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bro. Don't call me fucking Menery 2.0 ever again.
Yeah. No. he could never do that. His anxiety would fucking blow him out of the water. When he came to Abu Dhabi, one of the greatest places on earth, one of the safest places on earth, fucking amazing place. I say it all the time. If you've never been to Abu Dhabi, you have to go to Abu Dhabi. He's there for fucking hours and his anxiety just fucking, how do we keep talking about Menery? Anyway. Oh, you said Menery 2.0. But yeah, that's fucking badass that you guys went down there and did that. That's fucking gangster.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's just, I don't know what it is. It's like new content, everything. You got to just adapt with what everyone's liking. And like you see Aiden comes to the slaps.
Yeah.
Like, and they're just live.
Yeah.
And it's bizarre.
Aiden's another one.
100,000 people are watching this
Aiden
kid.
is fascinating. This guy gets on there and does. He's another guy, man. I was sitting in here a couple days ago with a psychologist and Hunter, right? And these guys are fucking psychoanalyzing me, and basically they're talking about how I have no fear of risk, zero fear of risk, and Aiden Ross is one of those fucking guys too. When you actually watch Aiden sit down, and we've gambled together many times. Zero fear of risk. This kid, he's fucking all in, and for somebody that young to play the way that he plays with the money that he plays with, pretty badass.
Yeah, Aiden's a cool guy.
All right. I mean, I'm good.
I think this was great, right?
Yeah.
I think it was all fire.
Yeah. Now we go to
We got to just have you
Marky?
on every once in a while because we think it's like when we do our boys only episodes. You're
That's it.
pretty much
we want to talk about like just relevant shit and get your take on stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. When
chop
was
it
the last
up.
time we had you on? Over a year with Tyson.
Isn't
I
that
think.
crazy? Listen, boys, you know me. I'm Uncle Nelk. Whenever
Yeah.
you need me, I'm here.
I know
Whenever
you're
you
pretty
need
much you're the Nelk uncle at this
That's
point,
right.
right? All right,
All right.
let's go.
I want to give you $15,000.
Let's go.
All right.
Thanks,
Deal.
man. Appreciate it.
All right, boys. Love you.
Hit us up. We'll be at the Red Rock if you want to play later too.
Yes, I'll be there tonight.
Okay,
I'll be
cool.
there. So
Sweet.
I'm in.
All right, bro. Cheers, boys. Thanks for watching the pod. I just want to give some shout outs quickly to some bars that are carrying Happy Dad. We got Vernon Liquors in Malden, Massachusetts, Fiesta Barn in Avondale, Arizona, Booze and Brews, Valley Village, California, Four Seasons Wine and Liquor in Morristown, New Jersey, Beer Baron in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Shout out to all those bars. If you are a bar that's carrying Happy Dad, tag us on Instagram at Happy Dad because we want to shout out you guys in the Full Send podcast. Happy Dad is available now at so many different chains and so many different bars. So go grab a Happy Dad. Cheers, boys. We'll see you next episode.